roles in succession, Sir Chris Hoy. Making an impression, Ronnie Ancona. And their team captain, David Mitchell. And facing them tonight, sports fan, Daddy Logan. Yes man, Danny Wallace. And their team captain, Lee Mack. And here's your host, Rob Brydon.
Good evening, and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show that rewards the ability to deceive. In medieval English courts, the truth was tested by ordeals of fire and water, on the basis a truthful person would be protected by God, who would then let them live a long and fruitful life until they died of syphilis, aged 22. But when asked if lying is justified, a staggering 73% of university students simply copied their answer from Wikipedia. And so, to round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sift the fact from the fiction. So, Chris, you're first up. Please reveal all.
I have been approached by NASA to be the first man to cycle on the moon.
Lee's team?
My first instinct is, why? Because, obviously, you can't go that fast on the moon, so it would be a waste of your talents. They may as well take you, Lee, with all respect. And I'm imagining that your insurance is a lot higher than your insurance.
Gavin, why are you so convinced that it was Lee and Chris that got down to the last two?
Anyway, when?
No.
When?
It was straight after Beijing, about 2 weeks after, but I had numerous requests and I had emails from all kinds of different people.
Why did they wait 2 weeks?
Lee said no.
Not straight away. I thought about it for a couple of weeks.
I think I can sort this out. It's quite a bold claim you're making there, Chris. Tell me, is it true?
Of course it's true.
Oh, very good. Very good. Yes.
Hey, wait, whoa.
He might be lying. He might be lying.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. Did they explain why it's crucial to the future of space exploration?
Well,
to have you moving very slowly on a
He
bike that
wouldn't
doesn't
move
work properly?
slowly, not with the stabilisers. He wouldn't.
I hadn't thought about the stabiliser.
It wouldn't have made
No,
any
you
difference,
hadn't.
you know, whether it's fast or not. It was about the fact it was going to be a bicycle on the moon, the first bicycle on the moon.
And could you be asked?
Could I be?
Bothered?
Well, if it had been possible, then yes. It turned out it wasn't possible to do.
Why?
Because you can't fly a rocket.
How long would this whole trip have taken?
There's so many safety procedures, and you have to go through specific medical checks and all this stuff.
So it's
and
too much hassle.
they were saying it was going to be like 2 weeks of stuff just here. That was one of the big issues for it not happening.
Because of the time, because it would take 2 weeks to do that.
Well, yeah.
A minute ago, my friend, you said, when I put the question to you, could you be bothered? You said, yes, I would have done it.
I would
and
have-
then, because it was 2 weeks out of your schedule to go to the moon, do something no one else had ever done, suddenly you couldn't be bothered.
Well, when I say I couldn't be bothered, it was pretty much down to the Federation. There's quite strict guidelines in terms of what you can do, what you can't.
You can't go to the moon, that's mentioned.
That's the first line. Clause 1.
Must train all the time, no drugs. Oh, and by the way, new one, no going to the moon. Is this an ordinary bicycle they asked you to do?
No, it would have been a special bike. Off-road tyres for a start.
Off-road tyres?
On moon times.
There's not many roads on the moon or tracks.
My gut is saying that he would have been approached to do this, because people jump on the bandwagon, don't they?
The thing is, right, you have to wear... I've seen people going to the moon on the telly, right? And they wear space costumes with helmets like goldfish bowls, right? Yeah. So he'd have to wear this costume like that, and he'd be sat on what he's admitted himself is a reasonably ordinary bike with slightly wider tyres, and that's an image I mean, it'd be like Eamon Holmes riding a tricycle.
So is he telling the truth, Lee?
It costs a lot to put a man on the moon, doesn't it?
And a bike.
And a bike.
Well, it does when you put it on the British Rail, don't you? You have to pay £2 for the bike.
Yeah.
See, this is the same with the spaceship.
I'm going to say lie then. What are you going to...
I'm going to go with my team. If I say it's a lie, we'll say a lie then.
You're all saying lie? OK. Sir Chris Hoy.
Is
it a lie?
A lie.
It was a lie. Chris hasn't been approached by NASA to cycle on the moon, although he has cycled through the lobby of a travel lodge, so has experience of pedalling somewhere hostile with no atmosphere. Gabby Logan, you're next.
When I present a show for the first time, I like to wear red underwear.
David's team, what do you think?
People are genuinely moved by that. Why?
Red is a colour synonymous with luck and fortune, with the Chinese, anyway. And I...
Right.
Chris, you must know what superstitions...
I don't follow superstitions.
You should, you'd be really good then. The Chinese, this Chinese thing with red, none of you looked like you had any recognition of that. I thought this was quite well known.
No, I associate red with sort of communism and, and the colour bits of the map are painted during the glory days of the British Empire.
The Chinese do get married in red.
They do.
But you're not Chinese. Why do you find that the need to go for a Chinese customer?
Yeah, what's wrong with our luck? What's wrong with a nice horseshoe or something? You have to go for Chinese luck. That's better. Alternative luck. Nothing wrong. Good conventional luck. An operation, not acupuncture.
I'm not sure if there are actually any colours synonymous with luck in the UK. I'm not really sure.
Why don't you stick two magpies in your bra? Bad luck.
I do actually say, if I see one magpie, I say, hello, Mr. Magpie, how's your partner? Because you have to say partner. You can't say wife or husband.
Right.
That would be assuming that they have a heterosexual relationship.
So a magpie...
It's political correctness gone mad.
David, what do you reckon?
It's very hard. I'm a very indecisive person, as you know, Rob. It's very...
As you know, Rob, that makes it sound like I'm always coming on to, and you're always saying I can't make my mind up.
What do you think?
Well, it's a difficult one.
You're the captain. Come on. It's your
You want me
choice.
to show leadership? Oh, Christ. I'm going
Can you imagine if he'd have been on your Olympic training team? I can't get to win. Well, just try cycling quicker. I don't know. I can't.
You're saying it's...
I'm saying true.
You're saying it's...
I think it's a lie, but...
on balance, I think it's a lie. So I'm going to say lie.
You're saying that your team consider it a lie, Gabby Logan. Is it a lie or is it the truth?
It is the truth.
Yes, it's true. When Gabby presents a show for the first time, she does like to wear red underwear. Actually, when I'm presenting, I like to wear my lucky pants. I've had them for 10 years and I'm sticking to them. Danny, your turn.
Here we go. Whenever someone recognises me but can't place me, I tell them I'm part of the Olympic cycling team.
David's team, what do you think?
So, why do you do that? Other than, you know, hilariousness.
Well, it's kind of that thing where people come up to you and they think they might know you, but I'm not one of those sort of really well-known faces, so you have to come up with something, and you come up with something sort of vaguely plausible.
For example, I'm the comedian Danny Wallace.
Yeah, but then it's quite awkward if they say, I don't know what that means. It's one of those things. I have had different things in the past. Someone asked me if I was Danny Glover. That was quite awkward. That's true, yeah. And I had to say, what, the black American film star of the Lethal Weapon series? And they said yes, and I went, yes, I am. All I'm saying is, I get confused for other people.
Right.
And sometimes it's nice to send them on their way thinking, oh, yeah, that is that guy.
So which of the British cycling team do you pretend to be?
I pretend to be Danny Wallace.
Presumably you must know a bit about cycling in order to kind of bluff your way in case they say, oh, that's interesting. What event do you do?
Well, he knows the basics, like it wouldn't work on the moon.
Yeah. Unlike some of us, Chris. Yes.
To be fair, Danny has got the haircut of a man who's just ridden on a bicycle.
Backwards, through a hedge. On the moon.
What if they ask you, do you shave your legs?
Well, it's never really gone that far.